Hello, good morning. This video I'm going to talk about the integration we have between Evolutivo and Tiddlywiki. Just a quick view of the options that it brings and we have. So the first thing I'm going to do is log in here, and this is my test development install. So I already did some tests, but I'm going to do those again so we can actually see how this works. Okay, so got rid of those. Let's delete that. And I also want to get rid of this one. Where are you? Drop zone business actions. This one. Okay, let's get rid of business actions. Okay. So the first thing that we have to understand here is that, let me get a Tiddlywiki here, just any Tiddlywiki. I mean, this is the website. So, I mean, any Tiddlywiki that you want to use should work correctly. Okay, so the first thing that we have to understand is that for this to work, we have a two-way bidirectional flow. So we have a way of getting records from inside Evolutivo and sending them, converting them into tiddlers in Tiddlywiki, in any Tiddlywiki install, and we can do the reverse, the other order, where we get a tiddler and we put it into Evolutivo. That means that we're going to need a link in Evolutivo to be able to drag information to Tiddlywiki, and then a place where we can get information from Tiddlywiki and drag that and drop it into Evolutivo. So those are business actions, detail view widgets usually. So I'm going to create one. I'm going to create a detail view widget. This would be any label. I'm not going to use that. That would be with the header. I'm not going to use that at all. So just put anything there. And here in the widgets themselves, in the code of the widgets, we usually, and hopefully in the documentation, which hasn't been created yet, we usually put the code that you need to put in the detail view widget record. So this is kind of a informal, non-documented standard that we're trying to use now lately. When the programmer creates the widget, they put up here at the top the links. So if you don't have the documentation because we haven't created it yet, or you don't know how it works, the right place to go first is to come here. So I'm going to get this link here, which is the link on the right action panel, because it doesn't really make sense to have it as a block. So I'm going to copy this one and bring that and paste that here. This is my link. I'm going to put here any message you want. Drag me to your Tiddlywiki. And the rest should be okay. Utilities, you don't have to really understand that. This dollar record, dollar here, that's the variable that will actually get the information from the current record, one that we're on. I'm going to add this to the business action module. That way we have a very fast feedback. I don't have to go jumping around modules. As soon as I save, we're going to get the link on the right, and we'll be able to drag this record itself. This has to be active, and I'm going to make it for all users. The rest is just configuration options that we don't need, or you can activate if you need to. That should save, and effectively we have this drag me to your Tiddlywiki link here, which is exactly what we have to do to drag it to Tiddlywiki. Let's do that so we can see that it works. I'm going to paste this on the left here, and we'll put this one here on the right. Okay, so now I need to drag this over a little so we have this drag me visible. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it over to Tiddlywiki. As you can see, Tiddlywiki automatically already shows me the top bar where it's saying, oh, you can drop this here. And if I do, it says, oh, you're going to give me a business action 276, which should be this business action here. If I import this, you'll see that I get a record. Let's move this over so we can see it a little better, like this. As you can see, I have all of the fields on the module with their values, the detail view widget with the label that I set, the link that I did here, the link icon, all of the information that we have in the record. This is a visible view of the record. Actually, what has been brought over is a set of fields. You see, I mean, this is actually just a visible a layout, so it kind of lays it out in a record kind of format. But the information is actually in individual fields in the tiddler. So we are kind of respecting the structure that's coming from Evolutivo. It's actually like a database. I mean, Evolutivo is a database behind basically it's a hall in the database. And what we're doing here is actually moving that structure and all those fields into Tiddlywiki, so we can actually manage, do advanced searches and filters and lists and all kind of things on the fields themselves. And the layout itself is exactly that. I mean, as you can see, it's just table layout where I'm actually referencing the fields that are down below. Okay, so it's kind of that easy to move information into tiddlers. Now let's do the reverse. Let's activate the drop in option. So let's make this one bigger, and I'm going to create another business action. This is also a detail view widget. This is the Tiddlywiki drop zone. I'm also going to want this only on my module. It's only as a business action, active, and for all users, just like before. And again, just like before, I'm going to go to the import Tiddlywiki, detail view widget. And I have here, again, the link or the zone of the code that I have to put in the link URL. This one doesn't need anything. Utilities action, there's nothing. I mean, we can just use this one. I don't know if it has a message or not. I don't remember. But anyway, let's save. And you see here that now I have this drop area. And that's exactly what I need to, let's move this to the left again. And now what I want to do is that I want to bring this information that I have here back into the application. This drop area, I put it on the business action. I could put it on any module, but actually it shouldn't be on any module. It should just be the whole application. I mean, we should be able to get a tiddler and just drag it in to the Evolutivo application, just like we did here. As soon as I move this area, you see Tiddlywiki knows that I'm dragging something on top of that. So what it does is that it kind of activates. It doesn't matter where I drop it. We have to do that in Evolutivo. We actually have that very, very advanced state. We're almost ready to do that, but it's not ready yet. So in the meantime, you need to activate this detail view widget on any record, on any module. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I can drag in any tiddler that I want here, and it will activate, or it will do whatever it can with that tiddler, because it depends a lot on the information that you're sending in. If it's a tiddler that is not a record from Evolutivo, then it really doesn't know what to do with it. So it you have to be careful. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's on the business action, but I can drag in any tiddler of any module, and it's going to act, because it's not really related to the business action. It's just an area where I have to drop things. So what do I want to test here? I want to test that effectively when I move things in, it will update them. So I'm going to get this active field here where it says yes. And that's at this one that I have here. I'm going to put that to 0, and I'm going to save this tiddler. And now I'm going to get the link of the tiddler, and I'm going to drag it over into Evolutivo. And if I drop that here, okay, I have to update. Okay, anyway, okay, it said created successfully. So basically what happened was that it recognized that I'm sending in a tiddler that is actually a record in Evolutivo, and it updated this record. It didn't refresh, because, as I said before, it's not really related to the record. It doesn't know it has to refresh this. It doesn't even know what it brought in, actually. But if I reload, Oh, didn't work. Let's wait. Let me make sure I got the right code because I had to actually update the drag and drop events. Let's try that again. Get this one and we drop it here. Okay, yeah, this looks better. And now it didn't do that redirect there. It just stayed on the same page, which is what it should have done. And the active is still, am I getting active 0 is the CBUU ID, and the ID are correct. Ah, sorry, it's not this record. Sorry. Actually, I have two records. I was doing that wrong. I have two records: the 276, which is the link, and the 277, which is the drop zone. This is 276, but I had on screen 277, so it wasn't. I wasn't looking at the right record. Actually, it's this one, 276, and effectively active is no, which is correct. Let's do that again, just to because that was kind of misleading. I'm going to set this to 1 now, and you see that active is no. So if I save this, active is 1 now. Where is that active? Here, active is 1 now. So if I drag this over and put this here, I'll get that update. And if we refresh now, I get that yes. Okay, so yes, that's working. It's dragging it as I drag in, it recognizes that. Now, a few things to mention. First, when you see here that I am dragging that in, it's working because I have this ID and CBUU ID. If I eliminate those, I should get a new record because it doesn't know that it has to update. So if I get rid of this CBUU ID, and probably the ID also, because it will probably should search for both, I guess. And we drag this over again. Now what happens is that I should have a third record. See, I have this 278 because it matches on that CBU UID. I mean, it's trying to, that's how it knows that it actually has the same record in the Evolutivo. So you have to be careful with those IDs. You have to keep those alive if depends on what you're trying to do. I'm going to delete this record so it kind of doesn't conflict with the ones that we already have there. Okay, so another thing to mention is that this layout is already prepared for that drag into Evolutivo. So we have the web service IDs. In this case, the assigned to, for example, is 19.1. If the destination Evolutivo that you're dragging into doesn't have that user with ID 1, that's going to either it's going to fail if the field is mandatory, or it's going to assign it to a default value, or whatever it can do. So what I'm trying to say is that if there's a relation fields and you have to maintain those relations, you're going to have to make sure that you actually have those correct IDs in the system. Okay, so it depends if you're going from system to system. You should actually use the CBU IDs always. Okay, so what else? Okay, next, this link is a link to the record in Evolutivo. If I click here, I'm going to go to the record. This is not the link that I drag in to the application. Okay, so if I'm trying to, okay, I don't have that. If I'm trying to, let's get the right one just because. If I'm trying to drag this in here, this should fail. Yeah, it actually redirected me also to the link because it's not an update record. It's not a tiddler itself. This is just a link, error uploading, check the link and try again. And it opened it in another field because it gave it to the browser, and the browser knows what it has to do with the link. Okay, so the link you have to drag is the one you have here on the, let's make this bigger. Where are you? Here. The link you have here, this one, this is the link that you have to drag. Okay, or in this case, I had this one open on the import, which was that it's the link to the tiddler. That's what you have to drag into the drop zone, not a link to the application or the record itself. more things that we can comment here. When I drag, let's get this one, and let's activate this on uh, the contacts module, for example, because that one just has one relation and should be a little easier to understand. Okay, I'm going to select the contacts module. Now I have this link, this drag me link here on the business action and on the contacts module. So if I go to the contacts module and we get, I don't know, one contact, and we get this contact and we drag it over. Okay, I have here this drag me to Tiddlywiki, just like I did before, because the business action is now activated on this one. And I drag this over to Tiddlywiki. You'll see that we get two records, not one. Not two, not one tiddler, but two tiddlers. Why? We have one tiddler, which is Olga Adesa, which is the president, which is this one. It's giving me, showing me the title for some reason. Anyway, and the other one is the account. It's this account here. So the contact is related to an account. What the drag me did was actually bring in both. It brought the record and the directly related records. That happens also if you do an invoice, for example. It will bring the invoice, the related contact, the related account, the related products, everything that you need to actually restore that invoice back into another Evolutivo. Let's import that and let's see how those records look. So we have president, which is the contact. As you can see, Olga Adesa with all the fields, just like before. Note how the account, it knows that it's a related field, and it gave us not only the field, but also a link that will take me to the tiddler that we just imported. Okay, so it does the layout for you. It knows that those fields are related fields. And we have all of the information of the contact. And then we have another tiddler with the account. As you can see, also the labels are kind of make sense. You have the CB record tag, which groups them all together. In this case, I have all three, but we have also the accounts, and in the contacts, we have the contacts. So you can search on the filter, you can filter on the tags also. Here we see that we have the information of the account and everything also ready to drag into another Tiddlywiki Evolutivo. So basically, that's the functionality that we have. We can get information, any information from an Evolutivo and drag it into any Tiddlywiki, and we can get information from Tiddlywikis and drag them into any Evolutivo. Like I said, things to take into consideration. The drop zone is not important where it is. You can put that drop zone anywhere you want. In this case, I just have it on the business action, but it should be active in general. We should just be able to drag it into the layout, and it should work. And we're working on that. That should happen soon. And I also wanted to comment something else. Oof, I forgot. What did I want to say? The imports, the widgets, the Tiddlywiki, we can use anyone we want. Okay. Okay. Whatever. I know there's something else I wanted to comment about. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I think more or less that's the functionality that we have moving around from information. Okay, I remember. One interesting thing that we can do here is that now that we have a place where we can capture information from one Evolutivo and drop it into another Evolutivo, which are basically tiddlers, there's a nice feature that kind of appeared where we can actually log in to two different Evolutivos. Okay, in this case, I have the same one, business action. Okay, I open the same Tiddlywiki, the same Evolutivo in two screens. Okay, I mean, it's the same one, but what I can do here actually is that I can capture this contact. This is going to be curious. Let's move this one over here, this one over here. Let's put that one here and this one here. Okay, and here I want to, here I need the business, here I need the drop zone. Okay, and here I need the action. Okay, let's do that like this. See if this works. Like this and like this. No. Okay, then let's do this one. Okay, thank you. Let's do it like this, and let's do this one here. Okay, this should do what I want. Okay, here and here. Okay, so here I have the drop zone, which I need just to drag information into an Evolutivo. I can do that with anywhere that's before, I've already explained. And here I have a contact where I have this link. So I can drag this information from one screen to the other. Let's try that again. Uploading, check the link. Why is that? Why is that? Let's try that again. Okay. I'm not quite sure why that's failing. I'll have a look and check. The idea is that you can drag information directly from one Evolutivo to another Evolutivo. You don't have to go through a Tiddlywiki if you don't need to. If you don't want to, I mean, if you want to have them saved there, it's a good idea for documentation or for whatever. But if you don't need them, if you just want to send a record from one Evolutivo installed to another, you should be able to drag the information directly from one into the other. Okay, I hope that helps understand a little bit more how this integration works, and I'll try to document some of the links and blog post this to help this video also. Thanks for watching.